Hello everyone, this is Hakaym and welcome back to another episode of Funday Sunday, and we have a good game for you guys. We're in the Tier 8 IGN Mogami, playing the meme 15 guns. Oh god, I remember the days when Mogami was extremely powerful. It could get BFT, AFT, and it could Invisifire. God, who remembers those days? Those days were broken, but fun. They were a lot of fun with this ship. So, Mogami, yes, I'm running the meme build. I'm running the 155s instead of the 203s. Obviously, the 203s, you lose 5 additional guns, bring you down to 10 guns instead of 15. And yes, 203s hit harder, but they're not as fun as 15 guns, least to say. We are a tiered 8. Being top tier is always fantastic because Mogami facing against tier 10, it's just a bad day. The range on the guns is 15.7 kilometers. Its detect is decent, 9.5 kilometers. It can actually Visitor, which is a lot of fun. But fortunately, I am joined with a Le Trible, so we'll see how this match goes. As you can see, we're on... oh, good lord, why am I so bad at names? Land of Fire, good lord. You'd think I played this game long enough that I would learn the name of the maps. But I don't, and it's quite sad. Fortunately for us, we're starting to push in, and we do see a Fiji. And our AP is actually fairly decent. So even though they're 155s against broadside targets, they are pretty good, but IFHE with these 15 guns make HE just extremely powerful. The reload rate on the Mogami is actually fairly decent, around 9 seconds. And even at that angle, we still did almost 6k there. Did switch back over to HE, and now you're kind of seeing what's gonna happen with this match. Is the enemy team actually lemming trained over to the C cap? They completely negated A, and the majority of our forces have pushed towards A, leaving, oh good lord, there goes our Belfast. He died so young. Well, leaving essentially 4 ships, originally it was 5 ships, to essentially combat the majority of the enemy team. And you can guess kind of how this goes right now. Now, the Mogami, as all IGN cruisers are kind of known for, they're not tanky. They have a very weak side, so they're very, very prone to being citadeled, especially the Mogami. Especially if you're facing tier 10s, you can be citadeled even when you're trying to pull away. Decided to reposition, but it looks like my div mate did spot the Fiji and is opening up. Is actually doing decent damage against that Fiji. Nice thing about the French destroyers is they can really pump out the HE with their reload booster, and their shells actually hit hard. And fortunately, it is a Fiji, and therefore it can, well, get torpedoed by the Terrible, which is super nice. Now, IGN cruisers, they essentially play the long-range HE slinging game. Not to say that their AP is not bad, but for the most part, you're really wanting to sit kind of further away, just because your armor is so bad. Do get a fire on that North Carolina, and that's gonna burn. As you can see, the enemy team is starting to push down with their Turpets, and our friendly Bismarck and Arizona is not having that fun of a time, which is not good. Fortunately, we don't actually take a lot of damage from that North Carolina that shot at us, but I'm quite thankful for that, because once again, the Mogami is kind of weak. Now, I believe I'm not running the increased rudder shift, so it's not a full meme build. So I did go for concealment, and I don't know if you guys heard that, but my cat really wants attention right now. I just got back from doing laundry and immediately started recording because I'm actually going somewhere in a little bit, so I gotta get this done. Do get a double fire on that turbot, and once again, this is the whole point of the IGN, is just to set those fires. And you can kind of see with the 155s, your shells do tend to break a lot, even with IFHE on them. But you just have so many of them, it just makes it so much fun. 15 guns. It's essentially the Helena. Or better yet, the Helena is essentially the Mogami. Kid decides to be aggressive, pops out in front of a Bismarck, gonna get torqued off. Expecting the kid to, you know, turn away, especially considering there is a Mogami right in front of me, and obviously is detected by the Bismarck. And yes, my cat is really wanting attention. Fortunately, we lost our Arizona. No real surprise there. Don't really know what this kid is really trying to do here. Is going to get some torps on the Bismarck. Not enough to kill it, but it's taking such a long time just to kill that Bismarck that, well, this kid is essentially screwed. Look at this. This is the one thing I love about the Mogami, is it can just devastate destroyers. Even with the kid's heal, this salvo right here is going to kill him. Fortunately, we did lose our divmate to the turpits, essentially leaving us all alone. Now, I did ask our rest of our team to actually push from A to B, and they were ever so grateful or willing to actually do that. Now, I think really right now, RNG is just blessing me with not being Citadel through the stern of the ship, so I'm quite grateful. Obviously, I'm not willing to show a lot of broadside, even though Turpits is not known for its accuracy at long range. Still don't want to give RG the best possibility of actually doing that. That Turpit's so extraordinarily low on health, I really do want to finish him off, but unfortunately I'm the one who's actually spotting him, and it does look like our team is kind of bringing it back. We are still down one ship. We are starting to take B, but as you can see, the other enemy destroyer is actually on its way towards A right now, being, I guess, harassing or something like that. Now, Mogami, like I said, is fairly stealthy. 9.5, that's fairly decent for its range, which is not exceptionally impressive, 15.7 kilometers, but it's still pretty darn good, even though the Chapayev has much better range and is just almost as stealthy as the Mogami. Yeah. You guys see why there's not a lot of Mogami players anymore. It's been power crept to hell and back. But we do spot the Bayern, and it looks like the Massachusetts is pushing up, and then we are detected by a Leander. Oh, Leander. This is not a fight you want to get into. Now, granted, the Leander probably could Citadel me if I show a lot of broadside, but what is he doing? Citadel did not enough to kill him, but this Leander should honestly, well, either way, he's either screwed. AP or HE, this Mogami can just kind of completely devastate any Leander that shows broadside, HE or AP. Obviously, it dropped torpedoes, but those miss quite easily. Still detected. That is actually our second kill of the game. And we're actually seeing fairly decent on damage. And surprisingly, we actually managed to pull ahead in ships. Still down on cap points at the moment. The Sims has made its way fully over to A. We've yet to actually cap B, which is not good because, well, as you can see, we're a little bit down on points, but actually not by much, all considering. And getting some good HE slinging. This, once again, the whole point of the Mogami. Earned Confederate there. Let's see if we can get at least a fire. Let's see if RNG is ever so kind to us. But no, unfortunately it is not. And yes, this is the only bad thing about the current situation, is I'm not really in a position to offer much aid. because we've just lost our Bismarck, and our Tirpitz B is being focus fired by 3 battleships. And you can kind of see that things are not particularly fantastic, but we finally managed to pull back closer to the Tirpitz and now can start slinging HE towards that battleship. But looks like he actually runs aground on a sinking ship, which I'm actually looking forward to seeing from the submarine point of view, personally. Unfortunately, we've just lost our Tirpitz B, and still playing the long range game. Like I said, this is normal. But at the moment, it does look like we managed to take out the Sims, so enemy team no longer has any destroyers. And we still at least maintain the A-cap. Obviously, Tirpitz shot at us, but we should be fine. Because that right there, that should have been a Citadel on us. I've seen that happen so many times where it looks like it falls right below the Citadel in the water and still manages to penetrate all the way through. But fortunately, RNG blessed us once again not to be the case. Now you kind of get the point why I'm driving this home. Mogami does not have armor. But fortunately, now we're in a position where we can harass that Massachusetts, start getting maybe some fire. He's so extraordinarily low in health. But of course, no longer detected because we don't really have anyone able to really do that. Now, for the most part, things are still a little bit tense. They can easily swing the other direction. We no longer have any high-tier battleships, while they obviously still have their Massachusetts and Tirpitz. And the fact that I've been constantly firing and getting fires, ooh, nice, is the fact that everyone knows where I am, and there might be a brave individual who thinks he can take on a Mogami, who is about, 2/3 health, something like that. Obviously, stop firing because there's no real good targets, and also because the Massachusetts has decided to turn around and thought it be the best option to fight. Myoko shows up, who is about half health, and first time we actually get to drop our torpedoes. Let's see if we're actually fortunate enough. And once again, IGN's best position is to kite. It's just pull away and kite. It will limit the possibility of being citadeled. And one thing a lot of players kinda do is they try to get all guns all the time, and situations sometimes require the fact that you don't need to do that. You don't always have to get all your guns. Yes, it does help with the damage output, but once again, it can prove your end with the fact that you're now being citadeled. Actually landed a torpedo hit on that Myoko, who is not particularly happy with that fact. Earned a high caliber, and I think it's best to get rid of this Myoko. And Myoko, I like the Myoko actually. I think it's actually a very strong ship for its tier, but it doesn't have heals, so obviously it is at a very much disadvantage at the moment. And just slinging HE is the best option. You don't need your AP. You're not going to be really doing that much. It does sling AP at us, but we're angled enough to really negate any damage. Managed the 3rd kill of the game here. And look at this, Massachusetts really wants me dead. Misses again. And yet, the Miyoko's not very happy. Sitting at 155,310 damage, and we actually kind of managed to bring this back. The enemy team only has 2 battleships left. They have the Massachusetts, who essentially is getting surrounded by our team. Unfortunately, our boys is going to be facing off against a very, very angry Massachusetts, and is not going to have a good time. That Massachusetts is extraordinarily low in health. Gonna try to push back in, try to at least do a bit more damage. That would be nice. Now, that North Carolina has been, well, it's been a while since we last seen him. He was at least spotted up there on the B8 line, and kind of wondering where he is because his Massachusetts ally definitely needs some assistance right now. Finally gaining range, and there's the North Carolina coming around the corner. Our boys is just gonna go down one way or another. Fortunately, we take out the Massachusetts. Lazo gets the kill, and all that's left on the enemy team is that North Carolina. Now, we could possibly still lose this. Enemy team still has point advantage. We've just lost the boys, which has lost us additional points. And honestly, in North Carolina, probably could take out myself, the Lazo, and the Normandy if he gets in the right position and gets RNG's blessing. Now, here's kind of the issue is, what would this North Carolina do? Would he sell over to A, which is a possibility, or is he going to sell over to B? Now, I figured he'd probably go A, come around the corner, and then push back towards B. Because if he caps A, he's going to at least negate our point gain while getting in a position where he can actually possibly shoot a target. But, yeah, sometimes you can't always judge what people do. You have to try to anticipate it as much as possible. And, once again, I'm actually being a little bit of a damage, well, I'm not going to say that word, wanting more damage because 156 is pretty nice, but it would be nice to get up to 200k, and that North Carolina, I believe, is near full health, so he could very, very easily give us that additional damage, but unfortunately, that North Carolina, as I've very subtly hinted at, does not decide to go to A because, well, he should be spotted by now, and instead has pushed towards B. And unfortunately for our Laszlo, or fortunately for our Laszlo, is going to meet the North Carolina. Yes, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get any damage because, well, going in the wrong direction. Gonna have to completely turn around. Wow, look at that Normandy with 12 points of health. That is very fortunate for that Normandy to actually survive, but obviously one additional salvo from the Normandy, or from the North Carolina, is going to be the end of that Normandy. There he goes. And he's actually, North Carolina has brought it back. We're actually still down on points. Like I said, this map, or this battle, could actually swivel to the enemy's position. And honestly, if that North Carolina gets another kill in about a minute, he's actually going to win this. Because there's about a minute and 30 left. We have to get rid of that North Carolina. Reposition just to get my guns off. Salvo is incoming, and once again, 4,000. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Let's see if we can get another salvo off. Possibly finish his North Carolina off. There we go. Burning. Yes, we are probably going to get this because, well, he's being focused by 3 ships, and it's all HE. So, not a bad battle. 168,000 points of damage. Not a bad battle at all. So that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you saw, hit the like and subscribe button. You guys have a great and fantastic day. Zygen.